Welcome to my favorite nonprofit radio segment called Nonprofits Care. Their causes are really extraordinary.
Welcome to our show. I'm Ralph Grills. I'm the founder of my favorite nonprofit. I'm here with my co-host, Lena Nee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Lena. And our show is Nonprofits Who Care. Causes are really extraordinary. And we're very blessed today to have a guest here, James Hughes. Welcome, James.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on.
Yes. And James is with the Bedrock Foundation. And James, we were talking in the hall earlier, and
Yep.
tell us a little more about what the Bedrock Foundation does and why you formed it in the first place.
Sure. So, we're a 501c3 charitable organization, of
Right.
course, and we're really new. We started in 2011.
Oh, so you guys like infants?
Infants, yes,
Yes.
exactly right.
Okay.
So, and we're a 100% volunteer organization. So, all of us that contribute to Bedrock Foundation and our mission, well, we all have full-time jobs that we work as well. So.
How many people do you have working for the Bedrock or
So,
volunteering for it?
yeah, so on a day-to-day basis throughout the year, there are 3 of us, but right now we're in full swing for an event that we're doing on November the 3rd, so my gosh, we probably have 10 people or so that are helping us out with that.
Oh, very good. So on November the 3rd, let's talk about that event.
Sure.
And the event is for what? What's the benefit of the event?
So it's Night of Miracles, and really the benefit of this is for Habitat for Humanity of Metro Denver.
Okay, so Habitat for Humanity, which we have actually had Heather as one of our guests on our show.
Yep, and I know Heather well, she's great.
And so you did the event last year as well, right?
Yes.
And you also did for Habitat for Humanity at that time?
That's correct, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you started the Bedrock Foundation, did you have Habitat and Humanity for it in mind, or how
Yeah,
did that come about?
Yeah, we really did. So I worked for the for-profit company I worked for.
Mhm.
We had come up with the idea that we wanted to give back to the community that we worked in, and so we put a number of not-for-profits, charitable organizations on the board, and man,
Right.
there are a ton of them. As you and I had talked
Tell me about
there are
it.
a ton of them out there.
1.8 million in the U.S.
Yeah.
As a 501c3.
It was daunting, but
Mhm.
after we kind of weeded through the list, it was almost a unanimous vote from the employees of the company that yes, we want to support Habitat for Humanity of Metro Denver.
Oh, so it was a collaborative,
Yes.
decision to do that.
Exactly right. So,
Very good.
So that's where I met Heather. In fact, she was at the time not the CEO, but she was in charge of corporate relations. So.
Mhm.
So we took that first year, in 2008, we took part of our profits and we became a full home sponsor for Habitat. So that means that we put money out to sponsor a full home and a partner family with Habitat. And so that was tremendous, but
So you guys actually picked a house,
Yep.
and then you sponsored the house.
that's correct.
And then you were there when the family moved in and did a christening of that.
And not only that, we provided volunteers, so it was, and that's one of the reasons we picked Habitat, because it was one of those that not only could we give financially,
Mhm. You could actually be involved in
you
the
can be
process.
involved. That's the beauty of
Right.
Habitat, and regardless of whether you're a corporation or an individual, you can either give money or you can choose to just go out and work on a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. And
So you
and
can volunteer
your
to
time.
be
That's right.
similar to like Project Cure, because Project Cure ships medical supplies throughout the world,
Mhm.
and they actually have on every night. Actually, they have people volunteering to go help sort the medical supplies that they're shipping out. So
Yeah,
you
and
can
that's a very real way to get involved with any of the organizations
Yeah.
that do that type of thing. So, if you're strapped for cash, then
Then
that's
you
a
got
great
some
way you
time.
can still contribute. That's
Yeah.
right.
The
That's right.
hands-on is really, I think, a powerful way to get people involved as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so then, like many companies, then as we moved into the next year, our goal at the time was to sponsor one home a year.
Mm-hmm.
But, we had to tighten our belts as we went into 2009 and 2010. So we weren't able to sponsor a full home in 2010 as a corporation. So that's when we thought, well, heck, how can we really ensure kind of a more consistent flow of funds to Habitat and heck to other organizations as well. So that's when we came up with the idea of, well, we work with a lot of different partner businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So some large companies, some small companies, but maybe we can kind of pool our resources so that we can pull them together and then get that full home sponsorship each year through just a collaboration.
Okay, so
amongst
you
our
get
partners.
corporations collaborate together.
That's correct, yeah.
And then they would be your sponsors of your event.
Yep.
As well as help sponsor these homes that you're doing.
That's right.
Very good.
Yeah, so, and you know, in addition to the financial contribution, then we could invite their employees to help build the home. So we're all working together outside of what we all do for a living, so which brings on an entirely different dynamic when you're partnering with somebody
Exactly.
in business. So that's where Bedrock Foundation was really born.
Mm-hmm.
We knew that we couldn't really do that within the context of our for-profit company, so we came up with Bedrock Foundation in order to establish a separate foundation that we could work and really kind of do its own thing.
Oh, okay.
So,
Now, you're the one that came up with the name Bedrock Foundation, right?
I am, so here come the Yabba Dabba Doo
Yeah,
joke.
exactly. I was going to say, I was thinking Flintstones, but now that you said that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And so, you know, I was thinking in terms of the geological, you know, formation, bedrock, which
Right.
is a continuous, solid piece of earth, and it's the kind of thing you'd want to build a home on, right?
Mhm.
So, and when I thought of our organization, which was really to help distressed and poor and get relief for them, I thought, well, you know, that we really want to seek out supporting organizations like Habitat
Mhm.
and others that not only give folks immediate relief, but can give them a foundation that they can really build the rest of their lives on. So that's where Bedrock Foundation came from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you know about Habitat for Humanity being your partner prior to coming up with the name, or did you come up with the name first?
I knew about Habitat first, so
Okay,
it all
so
kind
that
of
kinda-
it all
oh,
kind of fed
okay.
into my thinking. Yeah.
I thought you were watching cartoons one day and said, hey, Bedrock! Because Fred Flintstone did work at a quarry.
I watched plenty of Flintstones growing up, so
Yeah, so did I.
I can't say that there wasn't something in the subconscious that pulled up there, probably, but
Well, I think it's a rememberable name, which is
Yeah.
really good.
That was the first thing that came to my mind.
yeah, it usually is. It usually doesn't take very long before somebody tries to make that reference. Yeah.
Well, even since they had the movie come out with the Flintstones recently, so it's still in people's mind.
That's
If They
correct.
didn't watch it a long time ago.
How'd you find the candidates to get the homes for?
To get the homes for, well, Habitat finds the home
Oh, I
candidates,
see.
right? So it's the Habitat program, which, by the way, I love to talk about.
Yeah, because we had her on, and one thing I want to mention though,
Yeah.
they do loans to the people that are buying the home.
Yeah,
They don't just give them the home.
that's correct.
So they have a stake interest, and they also help build the home,
Yes.
Which
Yeah,
is
so
good.
the Habitat organization is a home builder
right?
and a home lender.
Exactly.
Yep, so now the homes are affordable homes. We call it affordable housing. They're affordable because the labor that builds the home is volunteer labor.
Mm-hmm.
So they have paid staff, paid supervisors that make sure that everything's done to code, make sure everybody knows what they're doing on site. And so, but it's all built by volunteer labor, which helps make it affordable,
Right.
right? And then there's corporate sponsorships that help pay for things like acquiring the land and the material. So when a corporate sponsor donates for a home sponsorship, then they're contributing to those kind of things.
Yeah, and then individuals can donate as well.
Yes.
Right. And what's the website for Habitat for Humanity?
So it's habitatmetrodenver.org.
Okay, so it's habitatmetrodenver.org.
Yes.
.org.
.org. That's
Right.
correct. Yeah.
Very good.
So
And your event that you're doing for Habitat is actually on their website, right?
yes, that's correct. So you can go to the habitatmetrodenver.org website, and you'll see a link there for Night of Miracles, which is the name of our event. And so on that link, you'll see an option if you're a corporation and you want to give a corporate sponsorship, then you can click on a link there to see what the different levels are. But then there's also a link that takes you to a website to purchase individual tickets. So individual tickets this year are $75 each, and that includes hors d'oeuvres when you get there. It includes 3 drink tickets, and then really the goal for this is to, number one, raise funds to build a home with Habitat for Humanity of Metro Denver.
I see Hazel Miller is going to be there.
Yeah, that's right. So
Chris Daniel and the Kings.
That's right. So goal number
Yeah.
1 is to raise the money. Goal number 2 is to get the message out about Habitat. And
Right.
goal number 3, and this was really the idea behind Night of Miracles, was to provide an evening that did all of this, in other words, raised money,
Mm-hmm.
and also provided the message of Habitat, but it gave people a great time. So we want people to look at this event, and we want them to come to the event and say, man, I had such a great time, I can't wait to go back next year. So yes, this year, last year was a black tie event.
Right.
This year we really changed it up, and we have more of a concert event. So we have Chris Daniels and the Kings, and we have the Hazel Miller Band that are coming to perform.
These are very popular bands here in Denver.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
Yeah.
I've listened to them for years.
Right.
I've got their CDs, and so they are just tremendous. And together, you know, they're just just a phenomenal evening.
I think it's going to be a great concert.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing that. Very good. And then they can go on the website, as you said, to the Night of Miracles. So they would click on that link to
Yes.
get the ticket.
Yeah, so you know, you can either click on the Habitat website and go to Night of Miracles there, and that will get them there.
Right.
And that'll allow you to buy the individual tickets. Or you can go to nightofmiracles.eventbrite.com.
Mm-hmm.
So either one will get you to where you want to be.
I think people should go to the Habitat site because they can see what Habitat's all about.
That's a great idea, Ron.
And then when they see, okay, this is a great organization, I want to support it, they can go
Yes.
to your event to do so.
Yes.
Is there going to be a live or silent auction there, or? do
No,
you have-
so that really kind of, I think anyway, amongst galas and fundraisers,
Mhm.
makes us a little unique, and it was by design. So we want to raise the money up front.
Mhm.
So
So
whether,
it should be by ticket sales?
yeah, whether that's corporate sponsorships or
Mhm.
your individual ticket purchase. Once you make that purchase, that all goes towards funding the home, and then there's no financial ask at the event. There's no there's no auction, there's nothing like that. The
Mhm.
idea is that, okay, we're raising this money and now it's time to get the message out and celebrate.
So basically the money's going to be raised and then just a celebration after
That's
that?
correct,
Oh,
yes.
very good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know that's a new concept, because what they do is that a lot of times people get tired of going and getting asked for money all the time.
yes.
So if they know they already got their payment in and it's just fun, I think more people will love to go.
Well, and that was our idea as well.
Okay, well on that note, we're going to take a quick break here. Again, this is Ralph Grills with My Favorite Nonprofit. I'm here with Lena Nee, and we got James Hughes, and we'll be back after the break to talk some more about the Bedrock Foundation. See you after the break.
Welcome to my favorite nonprofit radio segment called Nonprofits Care. Their causes are really extraordinary.
Welcome back to our show. This is Nonprofits Who Care. Causes are really extraordinary. I'm Ralph Grills. I'm the founder of My Favorite Nonprofit. I'm here with my co-host Elena Nee.
Good morning.
Hi Elena, how are you doing?
I'm grateful, thank you.
Excellent. And we're here with James Hughes of the Bedrock Foundation. And before I start asking James to finish what he was talking about, I want to announce that there's going to be an event coming up on tomorrow, tomorrow, Friday, for Project Cure. They're having their luncheon downtown. It's at the Hyatt Regency downtown. It's the First Lady's Luncheon, and they're honoring the First Lady of Mozambique. So, and then what they're going to do is raise money to actually ship containers of medical supplies to Mozambique, and the First Lady is going to pick the medical centers that they go to. So it's going to be real exciting. They expect about 1,800 people there. And as you all know, Project Cure has been around this is their 25th year anniversary. And it started out with Dr. Jackson just sending one container of supplies to one center, and I think it was in South America. And then now they're doing over 120 countries.
Wow.
And they did 50 million in medical supplies last year. And they're actually being voted as the best nonprofit of the West. And they're going to the national conference where they're going to have the vote for the best nonprofit of the country,
That's
which
tremendous.
they might be that one. So we're real excited about that event. We'll be hosting a table there at My Favorite Nonprofit. So you can go to our website, myfavoriternonprofit.com, to find more information about the event. And now let's get back to James. James, welcome back. And James, you were talking more about what you do with Habitat with Humanity. And you were talking about all the funds that you have raised goes actually to Habitat to Humanity after expenses taken out. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So whatever we have left over at the end, then we cut a check to Habitat, and so we start at zero at the beginning of every year, which makes these fundraising events tough because there's there's some expenses up front often.
I was going to say, you have to start out.
Yeah,
Probably
exactly.
writing your own money out there.
Yeah. So, but you know, it all catches up, and you know, we're able to get the event going and raise the funds.
Oh, that's exciting. Well,
Which, by the way, you mentioned Hyatt Regency.
Mhm.
So that is where our event is going to be.
I was going to say, doesn't that know where your event's at?
It is,
Yeah.
Hyatt Regency on November
Yeah.
the 3rd. So
Right. And what day of the week is that?
that's a Saturday.
So it's a Saturday night.
Yes.
What time does it start?
And it starts. So the doors open at 5:30,
5:30, okay.
and the program will start at 6:30. So for about an hour, we'll have.
So you kind of like a reception cocktail hour?
We'll have, yes, exactly. So we're
Mhm.
gonna have hors d'oeuvres there, and of course, you know, we'll have a bar there, and any kind of beverage that you would want.
Okay.
Then we're gonna hear from, well, Heather Lafferty's gonna be there, CEO.
Oh,
of
great.
Habitat.
Heather will be speaking.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
gonna be speaking, and we're gonna hear from a homeowner. So, you know, really what brings this to people's hearts the quickest is listening to a homeowner talk about what the experience has meant to them.
Right.
So,
So whatever the person that gets the benefit from their cause is going to
That's
come up and
correct.
talk about, now they have a home, they're
Yep.
now, you know, also since they borrow the money from Habitat for Humanity, they're paying back, they have a vested interest.
yes,
And so they're basically really talking about how they're reinvesting back, because that money is used to help other homeowners.
yeah. So when you think about Bedrock Foundation and where the name really came from, right?
Uh-huh.
You think about being able to build a foundation for somebody. So
Right.
the folks that do go into the Habitat program, now these are folks that are really trying hard, but for other circumstances, you know, they're not able to get themselves out of the housing that they're in, which
Right.
is often unsafe, unhealthy, and in many cases, there are children involved.
Exactly.
So, you know, these people have to go through a really stringent qualification process. And
Mhm.
Habitat receives hundreds of applications every year just here in the Denver metro area.
Yeah, that's what Heather was saying.
Yeah, so-
later on.
So, you know, they have to qualify for this and,
Right.
and really partner. These folks, they work full-time jobs and they have to put in over 200 hours of volunteer time each.
Mhm.
And, you know, they're paying a mortgage, a no-interest mortgage at the end of it.
Right.
So
They're
that-
still paying back the
But
money,
they're
so.
still paying back the money,
Right.
and they go to these classes that teach them about budgeting, teaches them about home maintenance. So when you think about providing somebody a foundation,
Mhm.
then boy, you just can't meet that criteria any better than Habitat does.
Well, I think the key to any nonprofit to really make an effect out there is to do something that has sustainability.
Yes.
If there isn't sustainability, there's an old saying, if you give someone a fish, they'll eat today.
Mm-hmm.
If you teach them how to fish, they'll live forever.
And precisely.
And then be able to feed themselves. So that's what I think Habitat for Humanity does. They really get involved with the person that they're helping or the family they're helping with their home, and to do all the aspects that you were talking about through the financial education as well as just home repairs,
Yes.
which is very important.
And last year we heard from the daughter of a homeowner, so she's an adult now.
Uh-huh.
And she was raised with a single mom. Her family, I believe she had, there were 5 children altogether. And she talked about her experience being raised in a Habitat home. She got to watch her mother put in those volunteer hours and
cool.
work full-time. And, you know, now they were in a safe neighborhood. So she talked about how that improved her life, how
How it
she was able,
transformed her life,
how
yeah.
she was able to now go to college, and she said her entire family was impacted by what her mother, the program her mother, helped get them into.
Right, and
So-
stats shows.
Yeah,
that-
so it does has
Yeah.
a generational impact.
Exactly, because people live generation after generation. If they're, you know, homeless or if they're, you know, in a bad environment, they
Yeah.
usually grow up and then that's the environment their kids have.
Right.
But if you can change and break that, really, with cycle and have like the Habitat for Humanity's doing and get them into a home and really teach them about home ownership, the kids see that like you're talking about, and then they grow up and end up having their own home as well.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
I think the education about money management, about giving back, it's very important because it's embedded into them to appreciate and
Yes.
to have the knowledge of what to do next or how to educate their children about money, about the gift of what you receive and giving it back.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Many of us may take that knowledge for granted, but you know, it's not always part of everybody's fabric and knowledge base until
Mhm.
they're actually given that.
Yeah, so let's go more back to your event. So the event's going to basically raise knowledge or awareness about Habitat for Humanity, as well as, if, let's say a company wants to be a sponsor, how would they get involved?
So we have a number of different ways that they can get involved. We have different levels of membership. So a corporate sponsorship can start as low as $2,500.
Right.
And that will get them 2 tickets, 2 VIP tickets. There will be a meal. So for general admission, if you will, then there are going to be hors d'oeuvres, good hors d'oeuvres to eat. For those that are giving the higher levels, then we'll have some carving stations, and they'll have a little bit fuller meal, and and they'll get 2 tickets to the event as well as part of that corporate sponsorship. And so
Okay.
from there, there are sponsorships of $2,500, of $5,000, of $15,000, of $25,000, and $50,000. So
So it
we
goes on
have
up.
different levels. Yeah,
Right.
and along with
So
that,
50,000 like the platinum.
and that's it. Yeah, we want a bunch of those. So
Yeah, you fly them in.
we could fly in maybe. But the idea is that they get some acknowledgement,
Right.
and depending on the level, of course, they'll get acknowledgement on the programs or projected up on the screens. They'll get some verbal acknowledgement from Heather about their contribution as well.
So would they be also on the Habitat for Humanity website then, as a corporate sponsor?
They could be, depending on their level, they could be on the Habitat for Humanity website.
Oh, that's great.
Yep.
Yeah. Because attaching to Habitat for Humanity is a great organization.
Yes.
Because you guys being new at the Bedrock Foundation,
Right.
a lot of people probably don't know who the Bedrock Foundation is.
Yeah,
But when you say it's for Habitat for Humanity, everybody knows pretty much who they are.
that's correct.
How do you find volunteers? How they get a hold of you, how
Volunteers for helping build the homes?
helping you?
Oh, for helping us. Yeah, so at this point, it's been kind of an outreach to family and friends and to those partners. So if we get corporate
So friends and
partners-
family circle.
Yeah, it's a friends and family circle. Yeah, this is
Right.
really talk about grassroots organic building of a not-for-profit. This is what it is. We're taking it from anybody. So we've had some friends of friends say that they want to volunteer and help work at the registration desk and that kind of thing.
Right. So back to the corporate sponsor. So if a corporate sponsor wants to get involved, would they contact you, James, to do that, or who would they talk to about that?
Yes, so they can talk to me.
Mhm.
There is an email address that they can send to, which is
Do you want to get that?
that is NOM Night of Miracles, NOM
Mhm.
at Zunesis, ZUNESIS.
Zunesis. Say that 10 times.
.com. Yeah.
Yeah.
So NOM at Zunesis.com,
And is that the company you work for?
and that's the company I work for. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. And then do you have a telephone number that you'd like them to call you at, or?
Yeah. So they can reach me at 303.
Mhm.
378-2350.
All right. Say that one more time.
303-378-2350.
Very good. Well, James, we were very happy to have you on our show. You have done a really good job talking about what you guys are doing, and I'm proud that you're willing to go out there and put that effort forward as a volunteer to help with an organization like Habitat for Humanity. Is this going to be ongoing with Habitat for Humanity, or are you going to be looking at different organizations every year, or how's that going to go?
Habitat for Humanity we're really ingrained with them right now, so I don't
Mhm.
ever see leaving off with Habitat for Humanity. However, as Bedrock Foundation grows, then we would be considering other organizations that do similar types of functions for people who are in need.
Right, because it's your company that you work
Yes.
for that's actually helping fund this, right?
Yes.
Are the employees of the company?
Employees of the company, yeah, so.
So they could donate to your organization
That's correct.
and then use the money right now for Habitat for Humanity
Yes.
and the events that you're doing.
Right,
Very good.
that's correct.
All right, James, well, thank you for coming on our show. We're going to have to go to break right now, but we really enjoyed having you, and we look forward to seeing your event, and hopefully that's a great success for you.
Well, thanks for having me, I had a great time.
Thank you very much.
My favorite non-profit, where causes are really extraordinary. Together we can make a difference. You and my favorite non-profits who care.
Find out how you can make a difference at myfavouritenonprofit.com, where causes are really extraordinary.
You and my favorite non-profit, non-profits who care, who care.